Is VHS 9 coming out this year? Well, we may finally have some answers. Let's talk a little bit about it.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
I want to be a fighter, like you.
Oh, let it burn! Let it burn!
Did you miss me?
You have to shoot them in the head. They always come back.
The boat can leave now. Tell the crew.
Well, sometimes that is better.
Good luck.
Hey everybody, I'm Killjoy Jake. Today we have a really exciting VHS update, one of my favorite franchises to cover on this page. Before we get into it, please make sure to like this video and subscribe for more horror movie update videos just like this one. Alright, now let's get into the news. Every October since 2021, Shudder has released a brand new entry in the VHS franchise. That year, the streamer brought back the found footage anthology series with VHS 94, which ended up being a huge hit. It was followed by VHS 99, 85, Beyond, and Halloween, which all had similar success stories. New releases from this franchise have become this annual event to look forward to every single October, which makes the lack of an announcement on VHS 9 all the more strange. It's been total crickets since VHS Halloween came out. The one thing I see people worried about is that two of the production companies that worked on the previous two installments have purchased the rights to the series. It was first reported by Variety earlier this year that Spooky Pictures and Image Nation Abu Dhabi had scooped up the franchise rights. I don't really see this being a huge deal, and I doubt it will end up delaying the new film. These are two companies that have already worked with Shudder in the last couple of years, and not to mention other projects outside of the VHS series. I don't see why this would push back a release date. I covered this update more extensively in my previous VHS video, talking about how this movie could lead to the VHS flicks potentially coming back to theaters. Check that one out if you missed it. Another thing that's out of the ordinary for Shudder is that after VHS released, usually at the Comic-Con that follows it in New York City, there's some sort of big announcement during the Shudder panel of, hey, we got another VHS movie on the way. That's pretty much been consistent since VHS 99. Regarding VHS Halloween, the announcements for this film were pretty simple and came very close to the release of that film, which was in October of last year. Shudder announced the director lineup in July of 2025, and then 3 months later, we had the movie after a couple of trailers. My guess is that VHS 9 is likely following a similar path. I imagine it's probably in post-production right now and gearing up for a release on Shudder in the fall. Now that's just speculation, of course, and if that's all I had for this video, I probably wouldn't be making it. So do we have some actual clues that VHS 9 exists and is on the way, coming in a couple of months here? Yes, we absolutely do. Speaking of VHS 94, that film was the first VHS movie to feature producer Josh Goldblum, who was described to me by VHS Halloween director Micheline Pitt Norman as the boots-on-the-ground producer that will go to war to make these shorts as good as they possibly can during our interview last year. I'm sorry about all the shameless plugs, but that interview is one of my favorite videos on this entire page. Go check it out. I got to talk to Micheline Pitt Norman and R.H. Norman about creating a VHS segment. It was dope. Anyways, getting back to Mr. Josh Goldblum here, he has been instrumental in the success of this series in this new era on streaming. Lately, he's been making some pretty ominous posts over on his Instagram story that can only point to a new installment in the works. First up was this pic of the guy's cat hanging out poolside that Josh captioned, "Finished a movie today." Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, Killjoy Jake. Josh is a big-time movie producer and he's working on a bunch of different projects right now. That could be about anything. To that, all I have to say is, oh yeah, fucknuts? Well, I'm not done. Next up, he posted a shot of what I believe is the house from Jordan Downey Stork's segment featured in VHS Beyond. It's kind of hard to tell if that's the same place in the daytime, but I'm like 90% sure. I know I've seen a chainsaw-wielding hollow zombie walking around that porch before. He also shared with us a shot of a fake human head possibly being used for a decapitation scene, considering that the post is scored to Wu-Tang's Protect Ya Neck. But the real kicker is this last shot. Here is actor Michael J. Siliff, the actor behind some of the most notable monsters in the recent VHS flicks. It's pretty obvious from this picture that he plays Fun Size in Casper Kelly's short of the same name in VHS Halloween, but he also plays the super striking babysitter monster in Jordan Downey Stork's from VHS Beyond, which we were just talking about. Josh captioned this post "Reunited," so could this mean that he's back for like the third part of this new VHS trilogy as another monster? I think absolutely yes. This post is especially interesting as in the background we can see an old TV with a VHS player on top of it. Now, I might sound like a conspiracy nut here, but I count 9 VHS tapes sitting on top of that TV. Is that just a coincidence?
I think not!
I will also note that these new VHS films do this really interesting method to give the movies this like natural looking VHS tape damage look. They'll copy the film onto a cassette, play it a couple times to wear it out, and then redigitize the recording of the slightly damaged tape. That could be what they're doing in this shot right here. If all of these posts are in some sort of tease that the next VHS film is on the way, I don't know what to make of them then. Josh is just making fun of us at this point. I'm pretty certain that a new VHS film is on the way. The big question now is what will be the theme of this upcoming installment? Well, going back to VHS 94 again, after that film was a success, the two sequels that followed also featured a certain year as a theme. VHS 99 honed in on the Y2K slow death of the VHS tape, as DVD would soon replace it, and VHS 85 took the series back to when the format was rising in popularity. Those three films are commonly referred to as the Years trilogy in the VHS franchise, and they all feature different tones, different subtext, a whole bunch of really cool stuff across all three flicks. The point being here is that they're all tied together by this idea of honing in on a different period of when the VHS tape was the most popular format. Right now, however, it seems as if a new trilogy is coming to a close in the VHS franchise with whatever this next movie is, and it's connected by a totally different thing. The last two VHS movies focused in on different horror subgenres, like sci-fi for VHS Beyond and Halloween with VHS Halloween. I'm guessing VHS 9 is going to follow suit, giving us a one-word subtitle that clues us in as to what the theme is this time around. So what subgenre could that be? I have a few guesses that really is just a big wish list. The two that I'm thinking is either creature feature or haunted house. I think these subgenres could stay consistent with the wackier tone that the last two installments have had. Whether it's gnarly creatures gobbling up some goofy characters or some paranormal investigators looking to catch some spirits on tape, I think there's so much potential for both of these to be explored in the next entry. I'm honestly down for whatever, but I'm also thinking about the reviews for VHS Halloween. Critics like Brian Tallarico from Roger Ebert praised VHS Halloween for finally focusing in on that topic. It just fits VHS so well. To jump into another subgenre like that that's super malleable and can lend itself to a ton of different weird-ass stories, I think would be a ton of fun. Especially something like a haunted house, where you can do some ideas that just might not fit a feature film, but could work in a 15 to 20 minute little segment. All of the VHS movies, I think, have a very recognizable creature, but I feel like the last two movies especially have been going for like specific creatures that are coming after our characters. So I think we're gonna be dealing with some mutated animals or some 13 Ghosts inspired spirits. What do you guys think though? Is producer Josh Goldblum teasing an upcoming VHS film on the way? Will we get some sort of announcement regarding the director lineup come next month? And what theme are you hoping for this installment? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.